Greetings, travellers, time and truth. My name's Athena, though some of you may know me by my nickname, The Archivist. My passion is uncovering hidden histories and unravelling the threads of stories that others would prefer to stay buried. And today, I invite you on a journey. One that peeks behind the curtain of an app you may recognise, Kik Messenger. Now, at a glance, Kik seems like just another messaging app, but what if I told you that within its coded walls lies a labyrinth of exploitation, predators, and illegal content? This is a tale of potential turned into peril. Welcome to my archive. Today, we'll uncover the dark side of Kik. So, like every good story, it has a beginning, and Kik's story starts in 2010 in Canada at the University of Waterloo. A group of ambitious students had a vision, a messaging app that didn't rely on a phone number. No phone number, no real name, just a username. It was privacy-friendly and revolutionary for its time. Now, Kik launched under the leadership of Ted Livingston, and it took off like wildfire. Within 2 weeks, the app itself hit 1 million users. Its simplicity and anonymity made it irresistible, especially for teenagers looking for a space away from prying eyes, from their parents, people that they knew in real life. They wanted something that they could get involved in. But as we often find in these tales, anonymity can be a blessing and a curse. Kik itself wasn't just a messaging app. It was like a phenomenon. By 2015, it had over 300 million registered users, with a significant portion being teenagers. This itself was a playground for memes, friendship, and brand engagement, and it seemed like Kik was unstoppable. As we all know, when we're teenagers, you often get that feeling that no one understands you and no one sort of gets what you're after, and it leads to you going down some routes to try and feel appreciated. I know myself, when I was a teenager, I personally was very nerdy and sort of into the anime, manga type shit, and no one in my high school, apart from like my 3 friends, knew about any of this. This was back in like early 2012, when it wasn't as mainstream to be into these things, and you often look like a bit of a freak, and you get bullied for it. And I remember me and my friend would make a PowerPoint about Tobuscus and PewDiePie, because those were the trends at the time. YouTube gaming wasn't even popular either. So I used to go to places like Kik, Chatsy, Tumblr, those sort of things, just to try and get that bit of engagement and that bit of sort of reinforcement as to what I was interested in and how I felt about these things. And to be fair, it was like a sort of drug for teenagers who didn't get that validation in real life, because you had plenty of people on the app who you believed were teenagers who wanted to get involved with you and wanted to, share their feelings about everything that was going on. And you really had no choice. But yeah, even then, the shadows began to loom over the app. Public chat groups and private messages weren't just used for innocent fun. They became a haven for something much darker. So, in 2017, Kik made a bold pivot. The company itself launched its own cryptocurrency, Kin, hoping to secure its financial future. But this gamble came at a big cost. Kik Interactive soon found itself in a legal battle with the SEC over alleged unregistered securities sale. And as someone who was on Kik at that time, it was just useless. Like, it was so hard to get, and it was so hard to achieve, really. It was sort of like their own fuck you to the crypto world for their, like, stupid little app. And it wasn't the best. No one really knew how to get it. And you could get mods that could just fucking mod it into your account. So it was not the best. By 2019, though, the company was drained, and Kik Interactive announced plans to shut down the app. And then enter Media Lab, a holding company that swooped in to keep Kik alive. Why they did that, no one knows. While the app survived, the problems itself didn't go away. Like, they just grew. This is where the story takes a much darker turn. Kik's anonymity, its selling point, made it a predator's paradise. Groomers and traffickers found they could operate with almost no oversight. Public groups became hubs for explicit content and illegal activities. This was happening all the way back, even before Media Lab took over. This had been going on since the early 2010s, late 2000s. I myself will admit I was groomed on this app. There are plenty of people in my situation who, even now, when I go into Discord communities and everything, people my age who are on this app will still be in Discord communities and say, like, I was groomed on this app, this happened to me. And it's so rampant and they can't control it. Their moderation bot is just useless. Like, even nowadays there are people on this app who are still getting groomed, and there's still kids going on here finding this explicit content whether they want it or not. And even now, between 2015 and 2020, Kik itself has been implicated in thousands of child exploitation cases. Law enforcement officials call it a predator's paradise, and the statistics themselves are fucking chilling. Yet even with all of these different cases, Kik itself remained operational. Moderation on the app was minimal, and reports of abusive content were often ignored or delayed. To the point where many such cases never got investigated. People themselves had to take it out on their own, file reports, file cases. Nothing was going well on the app. So this is where I come in. I reached out to individuals affected by Kik's dark side. Their stories themselves are fucking harrowing. A testament to how dangerous the platform became. One person described how predators contacted them within minutes of creating an account, and another shared how public group chats openly exchanged illegal materials. These aren't isolated incidents, these are epidemics. I could tell you lots of things that happen on Kik. Most of them I can't actually explain on YouTube. The fact is that this app is just a hive for awful behaviour, for toxic people to harbour. Even in the more recent years, I have been on this app. Hell, even in the last month that I've been investigating this app, I've seen a lot. I have seen illegal content, I have seen extremist content, I have, there's allegations, there's all forms of awful content going on this app, and no one is there to moderate it. Hi, Future Athena here. During this whole thing where I was actually getting testimonials and actually talking to people about this, some dude started actually sending me pretty much softcore gore images and saying he wanted to cut a woman's nipples off. So that's always great. Love to have that in the series. It's being left to everyone else's devices that they have to deal with this themselves if they want to talk to the people on that app. Who knows? Maybe in the near future they may introduce something to do with moderation, but right now there is a whole epidemic going on this app and no one is talking about it. There's barely any news coverage on this app. In the recent past there have been a few cases that have come up, mostly small scale ones that have been national news, but nothing worldwide. The fact is this app has just been left to run into the ground, and the most awful people from society are being left to do whatever the fuck they want on this app. I am completely overwhelmed every day with information about awful people and what they decide to do, and I can't do anything about it by myself, but I have begun trying to do what I can. So what went wrong with the app? Well, the lack of identity verification, the weak moderation tools, the absence of accountability. Kik's design itself promotes growth and anonymity of the user safety, and that is where it's failed. And while the platform has made some changes over the years, it is very clear that they are not enough. Everything is still going to shit. Everything is being allowed on the platform. There is no control on this app anymore, and it is very apparent. Here's the thing though, it doesn't have to be this way. Regulation, better moderation, and user education can make platforms safer. Parents and educators also play a critical role in helping young people navigate online spaces. When I was younger, there was very little to do with online safety, stranger danger, all that sort of stuff, because the internet was new, the internet was hip, and the internet was struggling with moderation. And that's where parents came in. They had to tell you everything themselves. But most teenagers didn't believe their parents back in the day because it was some new cool thing that everyone wanted to be on. And if you weren't on it, you were bullied. And it's not just about fixing Kik at this point. It's about holding tech companies accountable and building safer internets for everyone. And to be fair, there isn't really much one person can do alone. The whole reason I'm making this video is to try and bring in a new sense of awareness for the app. I myself have been, over the last 2 years, making a master list of every awful individual I've accounted for or I've encountered myself on the platform, and it has been shared around multiple groups that I am aware of. The only thing that could be better is if it was shared more widely, and that's why I'm linking this document into the comments. But I'm also going to be sharing an email that you can anonymously report users on the app. So long as you have screenshots and you have proof, I can upload those screenshots to a secret account that I have that will be shared by me on this email and into the document that I currently have going. It's a lot of different types of people for different things, and I feel it's needed. There's no moderation, so why not bother and spend some of my time that I have trying to help and to alert people I care about on the app itself. So below will be the email and the link to the document. You can send me and a couple of my friends emails so we can start listing awful people on the platform in hopes that we can maybe clear it up a little bit and get some sort of police or any sort of moderation onto this thing. So Kik's story itself is more than a cautionary tale, it's a mirror. It reflects the consequences of prioritizing innovation over responsibility, but with every cautionary tale lies the potential for change. As the archivist, I believe that knowledge is power, and if you've learned something today, share it. Let's make sure the dark corners of technology don't stay hidden anymore. Thank you all so very much for joining me on this journey. And until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the archives of truth.
His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old game.